Alright, welcome to my two-parter of the Gears of War 4 review. I'm going to be starting off first with the Gears of War 4 online multiplayer. I really think the multiplayer is it's really solid and it's really good. And if you played a Gears 3 or 2 before, you pretty much you're acquainted with the online Gears of War. They've added some new game modes, they got some new weapons, and of course they added new maps. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys my favorite maps, my favorite new weapons, and, my favorite new character. And then I'll also tell you things that I think were lacking from the online multiplayer. And also my favorite game modes. Starting off with favorite game mode. Other than Team Deathmatch, which is probably a lot of people's favorite, mine would have to be Dodgeball. Dodgeball is a really fun game mode that you can play with friends, especially if you have a lot of friends to play with, to fill up a team, or just even one or two friends, because there needs to be communication during Dodgeball. I feel like it's just a lot more fun and enjoyable when playing with a friend. And if you know what actual Dodgeball is, then it's pretty much the same thing on Gears, except you're blowing somebody to pieces with your Nasher or so forth. It's a 5-on-5 game match, and your goal is to kill the opposing team without losing any members, or if you lose a member, you have to kill somebody on the opposite team to bring back the last person that was killed on your team. So it's your traditional dodgeball rules. Also to be noted, though, if it's say it's a one-on-one or a two-on-one situation, and that one person is the only one on your team that's alive, and he kills somebody on the opposing team to bring somebody back for your team, there is a respawn timer. If your one teammate or one person left is killed within that respawn timer, you lose because your person was not brought back quick enough to actually be brought back into the game mode. So that is also a loss. But Dodgeball to me is probably my favorite game mode out of the new game modes, and other than Team Deathmatch, as all the game modes. Some of the new weapons they have are the drop shot, the buzzkill, the tri shot, the M-bar. Out of those, I think the drop shot is probably my favorite because it can really wreak some havoc. If you shoot it right into a group of people, it can really do some damage. But with that weapon, it does take a little bit of getting used to, not too much. It's not like something completely, out of left field. You're not going to know how to use it. Simply, you shoot it with the, if you're playing on Xbox, with the right trigger, because, this is also for PC. So with an Xbox controller, you can shoot it with the right trigger. You hold the right trigger, though, until you want it to land and blow up. Because if you just tap it, it just sputters out, and you have no idea where it's going to go. Or just, it's not going to blow up right in time, and it could really cost you. And it'd be a waste of a drop shot bullet, or ammunition, or however you want to say it. So that there would probably be my favorite new weapon. As far as my favorite new map goes, that would definitely have to probably be Dam, which, if you played the beta, you played that map in the beta. I just like the I don't know, just how bright it is compared to the other maps, and it's one of my better maps. I tend to do best on that map, so that's probably has a lot to do with it being my favorite. But some of the game modes they have are Dodgeball, King of the Hill, Warzone, Execution, Team Deathmatch, and Guardian. Just for those of you that have not played it or aren't familiar with Gears. Also with Gears is the new ranking system. They have still the levels, 1 through 100. As far as re-ups go, I cannot confirm that yet, just because I haven't, I haven't re-up, and I haven't seen a re-up. But when it comes to ranked matches, they are ranked differently or leveled differently. You still get XP for your levels when winning ranked matches, but you also are given a tier. You do 5 placement matches to be given a tier. The tiers that I know for a fact are bronze, silver, and gold, and I heard of a platinum tier. The tiers work is bronze 1 through 3, then you are promoted to silver, tier 1. There are 3 tiers for each, there's 3 tiers for each placement. There's the bronze placement, there's 1 through 3, silver 1 through 3, gold 1 through 3. If you start off on bronze 3, the next thing you will go to is silver tier 1. And it works its way kind of like that. Right now I'm sitting at silver tier 3, which is just one away from being into the gold tiers. Now, of course, it's a solid online multiplayer. I've only had one serious problem with it, and it was when the servers went down one night. But I mean, it was like 12 at night anyway, and I should have been asleep myself. But other than that, no real complaints. That didn't really get to me and like straight ruin the game and say this is the worst game ever. No. Um, and if you're acquainted with Gears campaign or Gears Online, sorry, you know that Nashers rule the game mode, and this is no different. Gears 4, it's all about Nashers, but I think they did a really good job in making Lancers and Enforcers and Hammerburst more usable. Also the Enhancers and new weapon. It's like the SMG of Gears, by the way. The Hammerburst is actually coming off as too strong to where they actually have to patch it, and there should be a patch coming out for that pretty soon. Um, Now, even if they do try to balance it, you're still just going to see an amplitude of Nashers just because, that's how Gears of War works. That is Gears of War Online. Uh, my biggest complaint with the online is character selection. There's not a big choice of character selections between the COG and the Swarm. You have your starter characters, and then you have your zombie starter characters, then you have Color Blast starter characters, and Day of the Dead starter characters, and then you have a few of the older characters, but as their old selves, which I guess is cool. And the Swarm just all look alike to me. But that's really my